Hello class, this is Dr. Whitney and our weekly contact, and I'm doing this by YouTube because I think it's a little more personal than just an email. And unfortunately you have to look at my face, but at least you hear my voice and you get that little more personal contact than we would get just by email. Now this week are the two lectures on the Lord's Day. The second one in particular is the longest lecture of the semester, but I think you'll understand why as we get into the second half of that, into the specifics of application, a lot of the questions that people have about, well, what does this look like? You know, when I begin the subject, people often think, oh, here comes a lot of legalism talking about the Lord's Day, but my experience is that, number one, most people have no theology of the Lord's Day. They really haven't thought about it. They have not taken a position, at least formally. They may have a position with their footsteps, you know, with what they do and things that they activities that they will participate in on the Lord's Day. But it's not because of anything they believe is taught in the Bible. It's really based more upon tradition. Their church's tradition, the culture at large's traditions, you know, like football or something like that. And that most Christians that I know, serious-minded Christians, have never given a great deal of thought to what does the Bible teach about the Lord's Day. How should I live biblically on the Lord's Day? And it's far from any sort of legalistic thing. In fact, I think, and I would hope that what I teach in the class is good news. It's gospel-based, and it's refreshing, and it's recreative and invigorating, and it is, I think, as with the things of the gospel should be, it's something you long for, something you look forward to if it is, if it's gospel-based. And I'm trying to think at the moment what else I would have to say that's not in the video. Well, I would say this, if you haven't gotten that far already. Remember that if you're a pastor or someone on a church staff, for example, the Lord's Day is going to be your most difficult day, your busiest day, perhaps your hardest day. And so you have to listen to these lectures with two sets of ears, really. One is for what does the Bible teach, just in general, about this subject, and to have this as a resource to teach your people, for this to be good news, a blessing to your people, though in your case it's going to be your hardest and busiest day. The other set of ears is with the fact that you do need there is a Sabbath principle, though I believe the Sabbath is fulfilled in Christ, personally, but there is a Sabbath principle in the Scripture, and for you, you're going to have to apply many of these things about the Lord's Day, not all certainly, but many of them on another day of the week. Now, the first day of the week is always the first day of the week. You can't make another day the Lord's Day. But in terms of the Sabbath principle, since the Lord's Day may be your busiest and hardest day, there is still that principle of work followed by rest, and you will need that day off. So understand that. You're going to be listening with two sets of ears, a message you desperately need to give your people who are desperate to hear it. But then for how it applies to you personally, many of which these things will come on another day. So you have a note in your on the Moodle site. You have a two-page handout with some details related to the lectures, so don't forget that those are there, and may God bless you as you continue through the semester. If you're having problems, if you're getting way behind, contact us. Start with the Garrett Fellow, and if there are issues that need to be addressed now before it's too late, don't forget to do that. Well, God bless you in your lectures this week, and your journaling for this week, and in your studies overall, and in your life. And may God use the lectures this week to draw you closer to Himself.